Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Key Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah Walk. We're all aware of Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way on the Mishnah Walk. Every single day, Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Key Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah Walk. We're all aware of Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roll, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way on the Mishnah Walk. Every single day, Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts make the heart sing free. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, with the every single day. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. Every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Key Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah Walk. We're all aware of Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way on the Mishnah Walk. Every single day, Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Key Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah Walk. We're all aware of Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery. text, meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk, with hearts like root. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Pirkei Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk, with hearts like root. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Pirkei Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk, with hearts like root. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Pirkei Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mission Walk, a journey of the soul. We're Mission Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mission Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mission Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah Walk, we're all aware. A Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. We're Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah Walk, we're all aware. A Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. We're Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah Walk, we're all aware. A Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, every single day. The Mishnah Walk, every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. We're Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk with hearts like roots. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The oral Torah, treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk with hearts like roots. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The oral Torah, treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk with hearts like roots. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The oral Torah, treasure to share. On the Mishnah walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way. On the Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk every single day. The Mishnah walk every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah walk with hearts like roots. The Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Key Avot's wisdom shining bright through Torah, treasure to share on the Mishnah Walk. We're all aware of Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah Walk. Every single day, Mishnah Walk. Every single day, the Mishnah Walk. Every single day, Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. We're Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah Walk. Wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like Ruth.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Mevorach. How are you guys?
Very well.
Baruch Hashem. Ooh, it's bright.
Sorry about that.
Y'all ready for some holy rolling, palm waving Jewish extravaganza?
Well, okay. I think.
Yeah,
I think
think?
so.
Sounds like a good hoedown on the Temple Mount in the Middle East. All right, let's get ready for Sukkot
Oh, good
Hebrew,
idea.
right?
Yes, sir.
Yofi. Hodaya, ma shlomech?
Well,
You guys are dancing around my screen. I don't know if it looks exactly the same on yours or not. We did the first 13 of the 613 last week, right?
yes.
Okay.
Makes it easy to remember, right?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Oh, my goodness. It's already getting interesting. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Atem ro'im et hamasach sheli. You can see my screen. Atem ro'im et hamasach sheli.
Ken.
Yofi, yofi. Okay, we're gonna switch it up. I'm not abandoning the normal prayer that we say, but we're gonna start switching it up. Since Hodaya's Hebrew is getting so fluid, we gotta keep challenging. So these are the words of praise that we say to God every morning, not only when we're in the synagogue, but on Shabbat, but every morning before we do our morning prayers. A woman is not obligated to do this. She's certainly most welcome if she wants to take it upon herself. The men of Israel are obligated to do this per the decrees of the sages of Israel. And we're supposed to say this blessing before we learn Torah every day, right? You don't have to do it before you learn Torah every time before you learn Torah every day, but you do it once a day in the morning before your morning prayers. And the reason is because before we do our morning prayers, we read some of the Torah. So we want to give praise to God and gratitude for that opportunity before learning Torah, which we do before we do our morning prayers. Before we jump into it, I do want to say the mainstream practice, and I don't do everything the same way that everybody else does in the Orthodox world. And honestly, there is no Orthodox community that does everything that all the rest of the Orthodox community does. They have different poskim, there are different opinions. Anybody who tells you otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about, or they're just being disingenuous. So I differ with the mainstream practice. And that doesn't mean that I differ with the opinions of the majority of Orthodox rabbis on this, because honestly, it's impossible to know if some survey is done. And let me know when you find out about that survey. These sorts of scientific or more objective surveys are hardly ever done in the Orthodox world. So it could be that the majority have a different opinion than what's actually done. I don't know. But most people keep their opinions to themselves because they don't want to ruffle feathers. So when it comes to these blessings of praise that we say to God, in the morning, it's my opinion, it seems clear to me, and of course I could be mistaken, but it seems clear to me that it's on the assumption that one is praying the morning prayers in their ideal proper time as our sages established. And what time would that be, if anybody knows?
Upon rising, you mean?
Come again?
Upon rising?
What time of day?
Sorry, I was distracted right when you asked the question, so I'm assuming you were
That's
talking
okay.
about
What time
like-
of day are we to say our morning prayers? Not that you're allowed to. I'm not asking what time or what period in the day are you allowed to do the morning prayers. I'm asking what is the proper ideal time according to the
Sunrise?
sage. Yes, that's it. That's right. So that's with regard to the morning Amidah. We're supposed to be finishing up the final blessing that comes after the Shema. So there are blessings associated with the reciting of the morning Shema. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4 is where it begins, the Hero Israel selection. There are 2 blessings before it, and there's 1 blessing that comes after it in the morning. And so there's a total of 3 blessings associated with reciting the morning Shema. When you complete the blessing of praise that comes after reciting the morning Shema, the proper way, the proper timing of doing it, according to our Talmudic sages, is that you're finishing up. You're just wrapping up that final blessing of them that comes after the morning Shema, right as the sun is starting to peak on the horizon. And then just as the sun arises, you stand up to praise the God who created the sun, turning our backs to the sun if the direction toward his temple is opposite of the sun, showing indifference to the position of the sun, right? We don't care where the sun is. We pray facing the house of his sanctity, the temple in Jerusalem. So that's the way we do it. That's the ideal time. When our sages instituted this blessing that we say before learning Torah in the morning, they instituted it in the context of getting up before sunrise and studying Torah with the extra time you have before you need to begin reciting the Shema in order to get your timing proper, right? So most likely, if you're getting up to pray at the proper time, you're gonna get up a good amount of time before sunrise. You're getting up, let's say, at least an hour before sunrise. If you're close to your synagogue or praying at home, you're going to have a little time left over before you're going to start saying the blessings of Shema. So what do you do in the meantime? Go watch TV? Of course not. Who would do that? So you learn Torah. So you say these blessings of praise to God before learning Torah. If the time for Shema already arose, the proper time, the ideal time of reciting Shema already came, and not enough time remains to learn Torah before learning Shema, then you don't say these blessings. The blessings instituted with regard to reciting Shema cover your recitation of Shema. And as a consequence, it covers your recitation of any other Torah that you may want to learn. So once you've done that, there's not a need to say these blessings. That's my opinion. I know that there are some other rabbis who have this opinion publicly, but I can't remember at the moment who they are, but they were the ones well over a decade ago who kind of pointed this out to me, especially in the wording of Maimonides in the laws of Shema. So let's jump into it, even though we've already said our morning prayers. I'm going to do this for practice and for instruction. Because normally, after you've said your morning prayers, you're not going to be saying this unless you're in Shabbat and going in front of the community, reading from a Torah scroll. Otherwise, we already said our prayers, we would not be saying it. Just for practice. Heather, would you like to, I'm sorry, Odaya, would you like to read the first line?
Yeah.
We're going to stop at every comma. We'll stop and translate.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Let's translate it.
Most worthy are you, O Eternal, the powerful authority over me, King over all existence.
Bo'i namshich. Let's continue.
Asher kedishanu b'miswafo.
And let's translate. Everybody have a pen and paper down? So we're gonna do this every week until you're familiar with it. So asher is a very common pronoun slash conjunctive. I'm not sure if I said the right word. Conjunction. So it can be used like a pronoun, and it's one of only two that I can recall. One of only two pronouns in Hebrew. One of only two anything that's like a noun in Hebrew that is gender neutral. So this can be used in reference to a woman or a man. It can be used in reference to many or one. It has no gender nor number. That's extremely unusual in Hebrew. So asher is like saying that, which, or who. Not as questions, but as references to things. And also as a conjunction in that it can connect ideas in a long sentence. So, most worthy of praise are you, O Eternal, our powerful authority, the powerful authority over us, King of all existence, that or who, Qiddashanu, Maze Qiddashanu,
Sanctifies.
sanctifies who?
Us.
How do you know?
The
Ooh.
The nu. The u in combination with the nun. The nu. So when nu is added at the end of a verb, it is indicating the one receiving the action, the one to whom the action is done. So qiddash is sanctified, and the nu is the ones who are being sanctified. So praised are you, O Eternal, who sanctified us.
With his commandments.
That's right. Let's say it. Go ahead and read it.
B'mitzvotav.
All right. And how do you know it's with? Where is with in this?
The bet.
That's right. Bet does not only mean with, it can mean several prepositions: in, at, through, by. So that's extremely flexible. We don't have anything that flexible in English. Here, I would say the most commonsensical way to translate it in English would be with. You could also say through or in. And where is his in this word? Be is in. Where is his?
Inferred.
No, sir.
Okay.
Explicit.
Mitzvotav.
What is the basic word?
Mitzvah.
All right. So this is the basic word, commandment. So with commandment, this ot makes it plural. So with commandments and then his. So instead of saying with his commandments in Hebrew, you're actually saying with or through commandments his or of him. All right. So who sanctified us through his commandments. You can continue to the end, Hodaya B'chavod.
Watzivanu all divrei Torah.
Beautiful. All right. Bo'u namshich. Maze. What is maze? Wasiwanu. Wasiwanu. Wasiwanu.
And
How do you know and?
the vav.
That's right. Extremely common. Vav at the beginning of a word, more often than not, means and. So we're left with this process
Which
of
is,
elimination. Even if you
commandment.
don't know the root, do you see any suffixes?
The new.
Okay, what would that mean?
Us.
Okay, so and blank us. When you see just a two-letter thing as likely the root, more than likely it's a verb.
Commands.
How do you know? What makes you think that?
It's like the
See it over here.
commandment word there. Yeah.
Right, you see it here.
Mhm.
So the root of mitzvah doesn't actually have a mem. The root is Saudi vav. I believe it's Saudi vav vav, but it may be Saudi vav yud. I'm pretty sure it's double vav. Hence, this has a dagesh, indicating doubling. Okay, so and commanded us. Al.
Regarding
That's right. Beautiful. Literally on or over, but it also often means regarding or about. Let's say the Hebrew
words.
word. Let's say the Hebrew word first, and then what it means.
Al devar.
Div. Let's read it. Div.
Div. Redivre.
There you go. Divrei. So the root is the word commonly translated as word. It's not the best translation. Sometimes it works, but I think more often than not, matter or matters is the best translation. Sometimes statements. So matters.
So like the matters of the Torah.
That's exactly it. This the vowel, the two dots under the resh, the suffix means masculine plural of. So you see, it's not im. The plural of devar is devarim, basic plural. But if you want it to stay plural, but also mean of, so plural, whatever it is of, you're going to remove the mem and have the word just end with an e. So divrei, words of, words plural of Torah. If you just wanted singular, you would not say divrei. You would just say devar Torah. Instead, it's
word.
Matters of Torah. And when you translate it as word, you should not understand it as a single word. It does not mean an individual word. It means word in the conceptual sense, if you want to translate it that way. Like, I got word that you're coming to town. So in the sense of a message, concept. All right. بقوا نمشيخ.
Ha'arev na Adonai Eloheinu.
Right, I'll go ahead and speed things up for us. Ha'arevna Adonai Eloheinu. And please make, this can be translated in more than one way. But here in the context, it's make it like a part of us, or make it, you could also translate it as like make it pleasant, but make mixed, the root ein resh vet means mixed. Sometimes it also connotes beautiful or sweet, not necessarily in taste, but like a sweet sound, for example.
Kind of like weaving it into us as part of us.
Maybe, yeah, it doesn't literally mean weaving, but I think that's, yeah, that's the idea. So mixed, more literally, it's like mixing. Please mix, O eternal, powerful authority over us. Mix what? Et. Et is telling us, or pointing us to what we want mixed. So mix, O eternal, our God, the matters of your Torah, or the words of your Torah, the concepts of your Torah, in our mouth, befinu, in our mouths. Pe is mouth. Our mouths, plural, is finu. Uv fifiyeth, and in the mouths of ammacha, your people, beth, house of Israel, the house of Israel. Nihyeh, and we shall be. Anahnu, us, and we shall be. And our descendants. Kullanu, all of us. Yud'e shemacha, knowers of your name, not just merely how to pronounce his name phonetically, but understanding the depth of his name. Also experientially, intimately. And learners of your Torah. Baruch atah Adonai, most worthy of praise and source of all blessing are you, O Eternal. Nothen HaTorah, giver of the Torah. Baruch,
Amen.
there you go. Baruch Atah Adonai, most worthy of praise and source of all blessing are you, O Eternal, the powerful authority over us, King of all existence, Malach HaOlam. Asher, who, Bahar, chose or selected, Banu, in us. Mikol, from all, Ha'amim, from all peoples. Wanothan Lanu, and gave to us, Ethterotha, and gave to us his Torah. Baruch, most worthy of praise. Atah, are you, Adonai, eternal, Nathan, giver of, or who gives, HaTorah, of the Torah. And then immediately after you've recited this in the morning, before sunrise, immediately after having recited this in the morning, before sunrise, you want to immediately learn some Torah. It doesn't have to be a ton.
Read some Torah.
Right. There's certain selections from the written Torah of Moses and from the Mishnah and other rabbinic literature that's traditionally inside of Jewish prayer books, Sidurim, that come immediately after. And of course, you can read those, like the Aharonic blessing, the Aaronic blessing usually comes right after it. And then these two usually come right after it, but it doesn't have to be these. You can also switch it up, like every week do something different, or every month make it something different. And it's a good opportunity to memorize, because these are usually shorter versions, so they're really given to memorization. All right.
And we would then do Mishnah or Beretha, or
if you had time, yeah. But if you didn't have time, this would suffice, and then you jump right into Pesupei de Zimra, or Psukim Zemira, which are the psalms that are recited before Shema in the morning.
I'm gonna guess that the reading of the Mishnah or Beretha is not Deoretha, but De Rabbanan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
The reading of the Mishnah or the Baraita that is
actually, is that a custom or law to read from the Mishnah?
You mean at this moment?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a custom or a law, honestly. I think it could fall under, well, it's kind of both. It is a halakha that you have to learn Torah immediately after saying that blessing. But what you specifically learn, if I remember vaguely, the Rambam says you need to learn something from the written Torah and from the oral Torah. I don't know if that's his own personal inference, or if he's basing that on the explicit words of Hazal, of the sages of the Mishnah and Talmud. I'm not sure. I'd have to research that. But
what's rock solid is that we have to go to the 5 books and hit that.
Yeah. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't know of a single Jewish prayer book that will delineate in each section where its duty is coming from, whether it's a Torah obligation or not. That is what I'm working toward doing. And I think more prayer books should do that, but they don't. I've never seen it. So if anybody knows any prayer books that do that, please let me know. That would be great. Probably also would be a lot shorter than they usually are. Okay. And of course, you don't want to jump into Pesukei de Zimra, the Psalms, after doing this, if it's almost sunrise. If it's almost sunrise, yes, it's nice to read Psalms, but that's not the halakha. The halakha is you should say Shema in its proper time. So if you see the sun is really about to rise, like in the next 5 to 10 minutes, then skip Pesukei de Zimra. Don't do it. Skip it and start reciting the blessings of praise, the preliminary blessings of praise for Shema, so that you can still have a chance of wrapping up Shema more or less when the sun is beginning to rise, and then stand in prayer just as the sun rises, so that we testify that the God and Lord of all creation is not the sun. Even when the sun is at its most glorious moment, we turn our hearts to God rather than the sun. So almost everything ritual in Judaism is a polemical witness against the errors of idolatry,
Mm.
from the directions of our prayers to the timing of our prayers. It's a constant testimony and a light to shine light on the darkness that has taken over most of humanity. So it's
What
not
if you're
random.
already praying after sunrise?
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
You were saying if you were gonna do the Psalms that you shouldn't do
You're
it
saying
if there was enough.
sunrise already passed, so it's too
Right.
late.
It's
Yeah.
8, 9 in the morning or something.
Our sages did not explicitly expound on what you should do in these cases, not that I'm aware of. The mainstream practice is that you say everything. I don't think that's really a good idea, because a lot of times, I think that the proper thing is to try to do your obligation, as even if you missed the proper ideal time. I think that the proper practice is to try to do that duty, that priority, as close, even if the time passed, still try to do it as close to it as you can. Just because I messed up a little bit doesn't mean I shouldn't do the best I can. So I would say, again, skip Pesukei de Zimra and go straight to the preliminary blessings of Shema if the time for Shema has not yet passed. And say those, and then do the Amidah prayer. If the time for Shema already passed, but the time for the Amidah prayer has not yet passed, because they're not the same time. There's actually, drum roll, how many core prayer times in the Jewish prayer practice every day? How many prayer times? Anybody find that interesting?
More
Say
than
what?
three. More
Yeah.
than three.
It's 5. It's 5. Anyone find that kind of ironic? What? Who else has 5 prayer
Allah
times?
Akbar. No,
Don't say that.
no, sorry.
If you make it a cha, it means rat. Akhbar is a
So
rat.
yeah, the Muslims also pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Wonder
I
where they
just,
got that from, right?
yeah, I just find it a little bit too coincidental. So let's say that the prayer time for reciting Shema already passed. You didn't do it. Okay, it's already passed. I'm not saying don't do it. That's praiseworthy and proper to go ahead and say it anyway. But let's say the time for Shema already passed. The time for the Amidah has not yet passed, but you only have 5 more minutes, roughly. So should you do all of the Shema and then the Amidah? I would say no, because you already missed saying the Shema. I think I may have said the wrong thing just now.
I think you said it the right way.
Yeah.
You said it the right way.
So yeah, if you still have the duty to say the Amidah and its time hasn't passed yet, but it's about to, and if you start reciting the Shema, that you're still not going to be fulfilling it properly. It's already impossible because the time passed. I'm not saying don't do it, but I would say first fulfill the obligation at hand that you're about to miss. You don't want to miss 2 if you can avoid it. So go ahead and say the Amidah, and then afterwards say the Shema with its blessings. That is not the normal practice, but that is that seems to me the most logically consistent way of approaching that scenario. And again, these are scenarios that our sages didn't talk about because they cover mostly what we're supposed to do. And it's they hoped that we wouldn't get ourselves into all these situations, but the reality is that we do. I don't speak from experience about this, but I've thought about it a lot.
Uh-huh.
All right, yalla. So we're going into
Oh, Rabbi, it's kind of like lighting candles, say 18 minutes before sundown.
yes.
You don't do it after sundown.
It
You don't go,
defeats the
oh, I
purpose.
forgot to do it. Let me go do it real quick. You can't.
Yeah,
You
it
missed
defeats the
you missed the
purpose.
opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of devout Jews feel a little uncomfortable. One second.
Mhm.
This is one of the reasons that devout Jews feel uncomfortable with the reform movement especially. It's not just because they hate gay people, heaven forbid. There are such people, but I would say that the majority of Orthodox Jews are not filled with hate. Even if they disagree with people, they're not filled with hate. It's not because they hate women and don't want women to participate. There are a lot of Orthodox synagogues that even if they don't have women reading from a Torah scroll, most of the community want something like this to happen. It's like inner politics. And also these are questions of Jewish law. I might feel obligated in two things at the same time. So there's an inner conflict, but it doesn't mean that they hate women. It's rather that they're concerned about Jewish law because they believe in the Torah, the Torah that tells us to heed the rulings of our sages and not just every man do whatever they feel like. So we may not agree with everything that the sages said, or we may not understand everything they said, but we're still obligated in it. The same way, just because I may not agree with a certain president or a certain decision of the U.S. Congress, that doesn't mean it's not authoritative over me. If I'm a U.S. citizen, I recognize the authority of the U.S. government. Whether I agree with a particular policy or not, it is still the law over me. And if I just live my life as if it's not, I'm not so sure what kind of an American I am, but I'm not an American that respects the United States. Just not. And so if you are just going to do whatever you want anytime something doesn't make sense to you, I think you should ask, do you really respect the Torah? Do you really respect the commandments of God? If God wanted us to do just whatever we feel like, anytime we feel like it, then he would not have commanded us to heed the rulings of the sages of Israel. This does not mean that they're inerrant, but it does mean that there's an order and a system which is necessary to keep the Jewish people cohesive and to give us strength. So there's an irony in the candle lighting thing in the Reform movement, because many Reform temples, used to, they didn't even light Shabbat candles. And then I think with good intention, they tried to, many in the Reform movement felt they were maybe getting a little too distant from Jewish tradition. So they started lighting Shabbat candles in the synagogues, right, on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
You know where this is going?
Well, I'm afraid, but I'm thinking after dark.
But very, very often they're lighting them after sunset. Very often. Sometimes it's just straight up dark and they're lighting them. That defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose. Talk about cultural appropriation. It's almost a mockery. And I'm only saying it's a mockery if they know better. If they don't know better, if you don't know better, it's an embarrassment. But once they know, they should not be doing that. Even if you don't believe the Torah came from God, if you're adopting things from classical Judaism, because they weren't doing this before, so that means you didn't get this idea from the Reform movement. You took it from traditional Judaism, which the Reform world is not. And they know that they're not. They admit that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're taking it from another community, don't make a joke out of it and light it, specifically when it defeats the very purpose of lighting it. That's the whole reason that we light them, because we're not supposed to light after Shabbat. So we want there to be light already lit before Shabbat. And the same thing with Havdalah. Many of them will do Havdalah, which is the ceremony that distinguishes the Shabbat from the week, the new week. They will do this lighting a candle when it's still afternoon on Shabbat. I've seen this with my own eyes. I saw it in public. They were doing it in a park one time. I'm like, what? I could not believe what I saw. Now I know it's pretty common. What? Yeah.
So back on the Shema and the
on
the Shema and the Amidah, you know, in the temple, the Amidah is taking place at the time of the morning slaughter, which is
so it needs to correlate.
super specific. And they're not going to go, oh wait, we got some people still doing the Shema back here. Hold off.
Right.
They're cutting at a specific time every day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Even in some Orthodox communities, there are people who do shaharit at 3 in-the-afternoon. Shaharit. As with a minyan. What the heck is that? There's more than one way to to be a deconstructor of Judaism. You can do it by removing things, but you can also do it by making up stuff. It just, there's two sides of the same coin. All right, let's do our 13 of the 613.
Okay.
I don't remember reading this, but I'm assuming we read it. Do you guys, you remember us reading it? I don't remember reading about
Yep.
the Tefillin.
Yep.
I must have been thinking about I was probably thinking about the holidays. Gosh, I don't remember this at all. Okay. Mr. Victor, would you like to read the first of the 613? Let me make it a little bit larger for us. Guess it doesn't want to get, oh, beautiful. It's stuck.
Here it comes.
Okay. Go ahead, Bachavod.
To make tzitzit, as Numbers 15:38 states, and you shall make tzitzit for them.
Okay, when we say this word, I don't blame anybody for pronouncing it that way because of these terrible transliterations. But no one pronounces it like a Z in the not communities, for sure into some individuals, but
Tzitzit.
yeah, it's better to do either just an S sound or do a TS. Every time you see, which is a very common transliteration, a TZ to represent the letter Saldi, anytime you see TZ, never pronounce it as a Z, never, nor as a TZ. Even though the TZ is a mispronunciation of classical Hebrew, what they're trying to do is represent the normalized mispronunciation of Saudi, which is a TS sound. So for the life of me, I don't know why they translate it as a TZ when nobody pronounces it. And I don't just mean like in my community or in the Yemenite community. Ashkenazim don't do that. So please, if you ever transliterate it, drop the Z's. Either just put an S with a dot under it or put a TS. Yeah, I hate that. I'm sorry to interject, but yes.
No,
the normative would be C, like TS, and the proper would be a Saudi, a pharyngalized emphatic S. Slaw. So make sleeve. Right. So to make these are the fringes on the corners of our garments. Hey, Miss Wahaba'a.
To affix a mezuzah, as Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 9 states, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, of your home.
Right. To collect the people to hear the Torah being read in the year following the Shemitah year, as Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 12 states, gather together the people.
For each man to write a Torah scroll for himself, as Deuteronomy 31:19 states, write down this song.
It's my turn.
No, I think it's mine.
Okay, go ahead.
For the king to write a second Torah scroll for himself, in addition to the one which he is required to write to fulfill the mitzvah incumbent upon every man. Thus, he will have 2 Torah scrolls, as Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 19 states, and he shall write for himself a copy of this Torah.
You can also translate this a second, Mishneh, a second of this Torah, which is also why Deuteronomy is called Deuteronomy. It's named after this. All right. To bless God after eating, as Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 10 states, after you eat and are satisfied, you shall bless God, your Lord. What's interesting about that, you guys? Something interesting about that. I can't hear you.
That it's done after?
Yeah, for peoples who love to point their fingers in the eyes of Jews and accuse Jews of being the masters of man-made traditions, and Jews give thanks to God after they eat a meal, and also before, but we do it after in obedience to the commandment. But for a people who love to point the finger at the hypocritical, ignorant Jews are just blind to the truth, it sure is funny that those people aren't known for saying grace after meals, but rather saying grace before meals, which is a good thing, but it's not a commandment, not an explicit commandment of God. It's not anywhere commanded. And more than likely, they picked up that practice from the Jewish people, inherited it from the Jewish people, which is a hashtag man-made tradition, while they're neglecting the Torah. And there's no end to these examples, no end to it.
What is the difference between, I mean, obviously it's a different prayer, but the meaning of blessing, say the bread before and blessing Hashem after, what's happening each time? What are we
I mean,
doing
the
different?
significance,
Kind of, yeah. Like,
I think that the significance from the beginning, at least the only explanation that I remember, and I'm sure there are others, is that uh, our sages taught that one who benefits from this world without giving gratitude, expressing gratitude to the one who gave it, is regarded as if he stole, because our permission to benefit is on the condition that we acknowledge the one who gave it. I don't know the exact location where they get this idea from, but that's the idea. To be grateful and not to rush to eat like some, lust-controlled animal that just thinks about his physical needs without elevating the act with his mind and with his heart. So, although, of course, to give thanks to God and instill in us a spirit of gratitude is a big part of it, gratitude to God, but that also helps instill a gratitude generally, a mindset of gratitude and humility. So that helps, as a community, helps prevent the fomenting of a proud and arrogant spirit. But also, in addition to that, I think that giving thanks before we eat, which forces us to stop a moment, is also an act that helps distance us, generally speaking, from being controlled by our bodily tendencies, which are not inherently bad, but if they're left to their own devices, they can certainly be bad. They're good and blessed if we bless, right? They're good and servants of God as long as they're subject to the mind. So that's giving gratitude before we eat, and then giving gratitude after we eat. So it's not as if, okay, once our needs are met, we forget God. Okay, I'm not, now that I'm hungry and I'm begging for God to give me food, okay, I understand. But once I got my fuel, I'm just going to leave the table without saying thanks one more time. I just want to say thanks when I want to eat, but I'm not saying thanks after I received it, when I can get away with just walking away. Because I already got what I wanted, so why do I need to say thanks? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? How would we feel if we gave a gift to someone and after they received it, they didn't say thanks? I'm not sure I'll give that woman another date. You know what I'm saying? So if we wouldn't behave that way with people, why would we behave that way with God? And it's not as if God is in need of an ego boost. Many of these rituals and practices are also intended to instill in us a mindset which will bless humanity generally, not just bless God, but bless humanity generally. And by doing this, we instill in ourselves a culture of gratitude and of self-control and patience and avoid a tendency of magia li, that I deserve this, deserve things that we don't really deserve. Keeps us humble, keeps us more decent. Right, but when Namshich, who read this? I don't remember. I can't hear if someone's speaking.
Yeah, I'll read it. 19.
Yes, sir. I think we just read it. I just don't
Well,
remember.
we'll read it again one more time. To bless
Go ahead.
God after eating, as Deuteronomy 8:10 states, after you eat and are satisfied, you shall bless God your Lord.
Yeah, so don't say, okay, I'm full now, and just push the table away and go on your way. No, you say thanks one more time. Ve'yator shalach.
To build God's chosen house, the temple, as Exodus chapter 25, verse 8 states, and you shall make a sanctuary for me.
This is one of the 613 commandments. So anyone, whether a non-Jew or a Jew, who opposes the building of the temple is in opposition to freedom of religion for the people of Israel, for the Jewish people. And if they are only that way toward the Jewish people, even if just this one commandment, that's an anti-Semitic act. You don't have to want to murder all Jews to engage in anti-Semitism. That's an anti-Jewish bigotry. You'll let all sorts of indigenous peoples around the world keep their culture, and you applaud their keeping of their culture, even when their traditions are a little odd. But the Jewish people, you don't want them to build their sacred temple, which is not just a custom, but a divine commandment that we do.
This one amazes me when I see ultra Orthodox beaver fur hats and all up there being against the building of the temple today. I just cannot wrap my head around that at all.
They're not exactly, at least those that I've spoken with about this, they're not exactly against building the temple. What they're
Well, they're
against
standing in a crowd of Palestinian flags. That's my issue. I think probably worse than anything.
They're against building it improperly. But the way that they think it's improper, is terribly mistaken. But their reason for protesting, even if they're standing with Palestinian Islamo supremacist terrorists, even if they're standing with them, their reasons are different. The anti-Jewish terrorist lovers that they stand with protest and oppose Israel, not because Israel is wanting to do it in a way that they think is improper.
Right.
Rather, they protest because they don't believe Jews should ever do this. Whereas the ignorant or naive Jews who stand with them, if they're traditional Jews, albeit ignorant and foolish, when they're standing there with them, although they may be agreeing that it shouldn't be done right now, but in their minds, it's not that they are opposed to it being built. Rather, they're opposed to it being built right now under the current circumstances, which they think would be improper. They think, and they tend to think that it's improper to build it without the Messiah having already come. That's the big difference. Whereas,
well, can you go back and look at the Hebrew? Where do we see that the Messiah has to come in this command to do it?
Right, it's not there.
Okay,
it's not there. Whereas the Muslims believe Messiah has already come, even though that's meaningless to them, but they do. They think Jesus was the Messiah and he's already come, and it doesn't matter because Jews should never do this. They need to be Muslim. So they're really naive. It's not that they agree with the people they're standing with on every matter. But the one point of agreement that they do kind of overlap in, they're coming to that agreement, but for completely different reasons.
When 5 people stand in a group of 500 and they're up front because they need to be, the pawns,
they're
so
trophy
foolish.
Jews, stupid Jews, stupid. Man, it's so embarrassing. God's Allah yarajhum aglahum. God give them sechel, give them a brain. Oh my gosh. Intermarriage for generations and generations is not a healthy thing. I will tell you, seriously. The ones that do this have serious inbreeding issues, and you can see it on the faces of many of them when you walk in their communities. These are not Hasidic Jews in general. Most Hasidic Jews are appalled at that behavior. Most Haredi Jews who are not fans of the Israeli government are appalled at that behavior. The ones that stand with terrorists are not the mainstream, even of the ultra-Orthodox. That everybody needs to know. They do not represent even the non-Zionist Jewish community. They are only a few thousand on earth. It's truly, but they're also among the most inbred, the most insular. And it has to be affecting their brains. Like you can see it. It affects their faces. I'm serious. It's not healthy. Not healthy. God save us from absurdity.
To revere this house, as Leviticus chapter 19, verse 30 states, and revere my sanctuary.
To keep watch over this house continually. As Numbers chapter 18, verse 2 states, and you and your descendants before the tent of testimony, and they shall keep watch. Or they shall guard, same word.
I wrote a interesting article that was scheduled that it published I think last night about a little bit about this, about guarding the temple and in reference to today's shootings, in synagogues and churches, that the temple pattern was there's a Levitical guard that was trained very well and would guard both the sanctity of the building.
Absolutely.
As well
it's a commandment, as we just learned. I mentioned this yesterday. It's funny we're reading it again today, but I knew it was commanded in the Torah. I forgot the exact location, so I will look at it one more time.
It's part of the temple's tavnit. You don't,
and
the
it's
priesthood also guards. Yeah,
part of our covenant is part of the obligation on the people of Israel. Lishmor, to guard, to protect. That means literally, not just metaphorically. The Rambam wrote that one of the reasons that the temple was destroyed, not only due to baseless hatred, which is what most people think of, but he explicitly states, but also due to reliance on miracles when that is not what God has commanded us to do. And because they were relying on miracles, expecting a miracle, when reality wasn't going that particular direction, and they used the reliance on miracle to neglect their duty to be physically fit and to be trained in warfare, properly trained. The Rambam Maimonides held that the destruction of the Second Temple and our being conquered was also very much due to our neglect of these basic practical needs, that we became so
soft
due to our irrational piety. This was what's called lihiot hasid shoteh, to be a pious fool. That's what we were doing, and it continues to be a problem. Like those who stand with terrorists in the name of Judaism, they're being pious fools, and pious fools are dangerous. Dangerous. They hurt themselves as well. All right. Hodaya Tur Shalach, nachon?
For the Levites to serve in the sanctuary, as Numbers chapter 18, verse 23 states, and the Levite shall serve.
Victor Tur Shalcha.
Unmute here. For a priest to sanctify his hands and feet at the time of service in the temple, as Exodus 30:19 states, and Aaron and his sons will wash.
All right. And this was the traditional practice of the Jewish people before daily prayer, just that everybody know. And it's still codified in the Mishneh Torah. You can find it in the laws of prayer, that at least in the morning, one should wash their face, hands, and feet before the morning prayers. Find it in Mishneh Torah and in Chot Tefillah.
What happens to a priest
chapter 4. Right.
What happens when a priest doesn't wash his hands and feet and enters the Azara?
Right. That's right. If our sages distinguish between the severity between washing your hands and washing your feet. However, if your feet are dirty, it's disrespectful. It's not only disrespectful to God, but if you're praying with a community as you're supposed to, it's also disrespectful to the people around you. Because when you bow down, if we would be bowing down as we're supposed to, what happens to your feet? They point outward. So if you walked on filth, that's now like a few feet in front of the face of the person right behind you. It's not decent. But if you, this just as with your hands, if you guard your hands, you don't need to wash your hands again. It's sufficient just once in a day, just one time. It's sufficient if you keep your mind on your hands that they're not touching dirty things. Same thing is true with your feet. If you protected your feet so that they didn't get dirty, it's fine. You don't have to wash them again and again. And washing too much is not healthy. But you should wash your feet. And even if you don't see dirt on them, but they rank, that also is not very nice. And can distract people and is inconsiderate. So hygiene is a thing. it's a thing.
Well, what we just read, to revere the sanctuary and walking around it with dirty feet. Not that our houses or our synagogues or places of worship are equal at all to Hashem's
But if you
house.
don't want someone walking on your carpet with dirty
Right.
feet, why would you
How
do
much
that?
more so? Yeah.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous. And we find in the Talmud that this was the normal practice. And it continued to be the normal practice among the Jewish people until relatively recent times. It's not good. But there's a lot of work to do, and that gives us purpose. But who else is known for doing this?
Washing their hands and feet.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah. I guess they also wash their face. Is that right?
Yes, they do. And you know how many times they wash their hands? In a single time before prayer, how many times do they wash?
That would have been my guess, Trace.
It's just,
And if without water, they would do it with just a few drops, I guess, as well. Something.
well, it says in the Quran explicitly that if you don't have water available, you can rub your hands in sand or pebbles or on wood. We have the same exact statement in Jewish law.
Right.
Just a little too uncanny. And the more you dive into it, it's just ridiculous. But the greatest irony I find about this and many things is that often these things connect back to the temple, which they deny ever existed.
That's
Never
funny.
mind that less than 100 years ago, they were proud of it and knew that it existed. But suddenly now that the Jewish people have independence, oh, that never happened. Yet half of their most widely recognized practices are historically tied to the temple in Jerusalem, which they deny even existed. It's such a joke. One day they're going to be so embarrassed. I'm already embarrassed for them. 25.
To repair the candles of the sanctuary, as Exodus chapter 27, verse 21 states, and Aharon and his sons shall prepare it.
Right, this is not a good translation. They often translate the word ner as candles in modern English, but a ner is not specifically a candle. Yes, in modern Hebrew, it is the normal way that people refer to candles, but it is not specifically a candle. It's any kind of lamp, any sort of lamp. Not a modern day electric lamp. Obviously, they didn't have those. But as opposed to just like a bonfire, it's any sort of vessel together with a flame, which controls the size of the flame and contains it. That's a lamp. The menorah, just to be clear, unlike what this insinuates, the menorah that was in the temple did not have a bunch of wax candles on it dripping everywhere. This is widely known was olive oil. All right. For the priests to bless the people of Israel, as Numbers chapter 6, verse 23 states, in this manner you shall bless the children of Israel. And this is a good example where you can see that very often when you see Jews in translations of Hebrew books, when you see the word Jews, especially if it's not modern text, if it's traditional, like classic Jewish literature, when you see the word Jews in the actual Hebrew, it usually says Israel. Just that everybody know that unlike the popular narrative of many quasi-implanted secular Jews who want to maintain their Jewish identity while repudiating and mocking Jewish values, that their idea that Israel and Jews are somehow not connected is patently ridiculous. It's so interconnected that it's practically synonymous in translations of Jewish literature. Jews actually is Yisrael. And when a Jew is called up to read from the Torah, what do they call them up as? Do they call up Yehudi? Ta'ale Yehudi? No, they say Yisrael. They call him Yisrael. All right, Mi haba. Who's next? Mi haba.
Was that 13?
I believe 27 is 13. I may be wrong. Do we begin 27 next week? Oh, I'll go ahead and read it. To arrange
okay.
bread and frankincense before God in the temple on every Shabbat, as Exodus chapter 25, verse 30 states, and you shall place the showbread on the table. Here we go. Well, yes, exactly. We have not finished the book yet.
You know, most of these things that we see in the temple, there's something that we do in our homes, and I was wondering if this one is also something that
I
ties
like that
together.
idea. Yeah, and there is an idea like that.
Is there
I would
anything
have
with
to think about
the
it.
bread and frankincense by chance?
Well, frankincense is related, it's like used for incense or to make a sweet smell. So that could refer to prayer. And bread is Torah. So you should have more Torah and prayer on Shabbat more than you usually do. Maybe that's kind of the hint here that I'm. You guys think of anything else? Shabbat should be
Well,
sweet.
I'm just wondering about having the hamotzi lechem on Shabbat.
Yeah.
If that's
Well, the
possibly
table is associated with the altar, and it's
right.
not just a rabbinic idea. You can find it in Tanakh, in the words of the prophets. There's some places where they equate the table with altar symbolically, right?
I don't think this is a direct correlation, but I know my children were noticing they enjoyed the smells of the beginning of Shabbat, like they like the scent of the
Yeah.
candles and the
Oh, it
match.
makes an atmosphere. It certainly
Yeah.
lifts up the atmosphere, elevates.
And it's a very sensory experience,
Definitely,
just like I'm sure being in the temple was.
absolutely. And there's no prohibition on using incense. We just are not supposed to use the exact formula that was sanctified to the temple. Okay. I'll give you guys a choice. Would you like to first learn some phrases related to Sukkot, some greetings and farewells, or we could still do that, but do this first, a little review of Hebrew in preparation for Hanukkah, which will be here before we know it. I mean, I think we have time to do both. Neither are super long.
Let's do Sukkot first, since it comes
Okay.
first.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Hag Sameach. So what I want us to do is, first, we will read the English, and then we'll read together the term and how to pronounce the term. And then maybe afterwards, I will do a little quiz. So let's say together, the greeting, if we translate it literally to English, would be Joyful Pilgrimage Festival. And insinuated is may you have. So may you have a joyful pilgrimage festival. And in Hebrew, Hag Sameach. Accent on the E. Sameach. Hag Sameach. Everybody say Hag
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 Sameach.
Sameach.
Sameach. There you go. There you go. Hag Sameach. This is a very, 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 very common greeting on Hagim, on Jewish holidays, even when it's not really accurate to call it a Hag. Some people will even say this on Purim or on Hanukkah, which are not Hagim. So that's how common and popular it is. Write this down if you don't already know it. Hag Sameach.
I think I've also heard plenty of corrections when I would say Hag Sameach on like Purim. They
Oh,
would
really?
say
You've heard people do that?
Purim Sameach. Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. It's not good that we confuse what a
Yeah.
Hag is with other things.
Yep, yep. It's
Okay.
kind of like a Torah command versus a rabbinic command. You know,
Exactly.
you're
Yep.
you're differentiating between the two and not saying, well, Purim is just as
Exactly.
as the same as Torah. No, it's not.
Right. Right. All right. So that's the most common and basic greeting, but there are other greetings that you do hear. This is another one that's fairly common, but you'll hear it a lot more in Israel than in the United States. Hag Sameach, you hear in Israel, but you also hear in the United States and outside of Israel, like widely. But this next one, you don't hear it as much outside of Israel. You hear it with fair frequency in Israel. Outside of Israel, you might hear it among Sephardic Jews because, for whatever reason, Sephardic Jews tend to use more Hebrew, even if they don't speak Hebrew, than Ashkenazi Jews do. And I'm just saying tend to. I'm not saying there are no exceptions. So, and that's a good thing to use as much Hebrew as you can. That enables you to learn Hebrew more quickly once you're ready to do so. So, appointed times for joy is used both as a greeting but also as a response. Yeah, I don't have it down here because I have several others, but you can use this as a greeting or as a response on Sukkot. And also you can use it for Pesach. You can also use it for Shavuot because all of them are Mu'adim and Hagim. Okay, so let's say together, appointed times for joy. Again, distinguishing it from rabbinic holidays. Rabbinic holidays are not properly called Mu'adim. Okay, Mu'adim la simha. Mu'adim la simha. I have capitalized the part of the word that should stand out more, that should be accented. So Heather, how about you say it? Mu'adim la simha.
Mu'adim lasimcha.
Beautiful. Victor, tur shalcha, your turn.
Mo'adim lesimcha.
All right, now let's try to make a bigger separation between these two vowels. Mo'a. And if you don't do an ayin, at least just break it. Mo'a. Mo'adim. Instead of mo'a.
Mo'adim lesimcha.
Beautiful. One more time.
There's no dagesh in the dalet, so would it
It's
be a little
there's
softer?
no, well, you can't tell because there's no nikud.
Just okay.
But yes, I'm pretty sure there's no dagesh there. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be mo'adim. Good question. Let's do it one more time. Mo'adim lesimha.
Mo'adim lesimcha.
Sim, not sem, but sim.
Lesimcha.
You got it. Beautiful. All right, mazet mo'ed. Mazet. Mazet means what is. Mazet mo'ed. Mazet mo'ed.
Appointed times.
That's right.
Or appointed
Mo'ed.
time.
It's the same root, again, as they say in Islam for their holidays. Eid. Eid. Anybody ever heard the expression Eid Mubarak? Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Same root word. It's like saying Mu'ed Mevorach. Mu'ed Mevorach. Eid Mubarak. Mazeh la simha. La simha.
For joy.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Final question on this one. Is this a greeting or a farewell?
When you say farewell, you mean upon leaving?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
When giving leave, you say bye. It's farewell.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely a greeting.
So it's
Seems
also,
like it could be both, no?
yes, it can be both. It's also used as a response, so it's very flexible. If you already know Hag Sameach, there are other expressions for increasing your Hebrew that you can use on Sukkot to practice. There's several others, but I would say prioritize learning this one. If you've already learned Hag Sameach, then prioritize learning this one because it's the most, I'd say it's second most after Hag Sameach, and you can use it both as a response, as a farewell, or as a greeting. Whereas some of these others that are coming up are not as flexible. Let's continue.
And it could be used on other holidays too, right?
Absolutely. But you really want to use it on an appropriate holiday, like we said, not
Yes.
on, yeah,
On a
not on,
moed.
correct. Exactly. On a biblical holiday. All right. Here's another response. This one is exclusively a
Oh,
response. It's not
since
that
we
there's a
just,
halakha on it. When I say it's exclusively a
Mhm.
response, I don't mean that there's a law that says it. I'm just talking about in practice what the widespread practice is. Yes, sir.
Appointed time for joy. So would it be at every appointed time, like say a fast? Would you
Like what?
avoid that? Like a fast, like Yom Kippur, would you say
Those are
Moedim
not those are not usually
le-simcha?
those are not usually considered times of joy,
Right.
specifically for joy.
So there's times where you wouldn't use it, is what I meant.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so this next one where we see response, it's pretty much exclusively a response to this one. So if this was used, if Mu'adim la Simha was used as a greeting, then this is going to be the response to that greeting. And again, this is just in practice. In reality, there's no law regarding it. And you could say this as a greeting if you wanted to. You know, if you can't remember anything else and this is all you can remember, then say it. But someone will probably say, no, 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 that's supposed to be the response. It doesn't matter. Use what you can. Okay, so let's say it together. Pilgrimage festivals and seasons for rejoicing. Pilgrimage festivals and seasons for rejoicing. Harim uzmanim lasason. Harim uzmanim lasason. Let's say it together. Hodaya Tur Shalach. Your turn.
Hagim uzmanim lasason.
Beautiful. And every time you see an U, the letter U in a transliteration of Hebrew, you want to make sure that you always pronounce it as an U, never as an A. Otherwise, you'll end up reading it Azmanim, Azmanim. You don't want to do that. Same thing with O. O in a transliteration should be O, never A. And it's kind of hard. It's difficult for native English speakers who only know English because they will read transliterations 9 times out of 10, unless explained to avoid it. They're going to read the transliteration like they read normal English, so they're likely to read Azmanim lasason. Because they see SOE and they think son. So we need to know that in the transliterations, there's a consistency in the usage of the vowels. So U is always, the letter U is always U, O is always O. So lesason. You don't want to make the mistake of saying sasan. And trust me, there are plenty of people who do this kind of thing. Okay. So Tur Shalach. I'm sorry, Tur Shalcha, Victor. Your turn.
Hagim uzmanim le-sason.
Very good. And if I were consistent, I would have made this 2 E's. Same thing with the I. If you see an I in a Hebrew transliteration, should it be consistently pronounced
Always, yeah.
or E, or is it sometimes one, sometimes the other? How should you do it?
E.
Is it really Hagim? Hagim. Hagim was manam lasason. I'm sorry, Hagim was manam lasason.
In some southern states, that's how you would say it.
Now you're gonna get this in much of the English-speaking Jewish world. Hagim. Hagim. Purim. They do it with Purim also. They say Purim.
Yom Kippur.
Kippur. It's a UR, so they're reading it like they read English. Kippur. That's why it's not always best to transliterate this way. It does make it more concise, but it's misleading to most people. I think it's great to transliterate this way, but you should really only do it if you're transliterating while communicating with people who already know how to correctly pronounce it. If it's like a random person on the internet, I really don't encourage it because these mispronunciations are widespread. All right, so let's do a little practice. Let's repeat for me. Mu'adim la simha. Everybody say it. Go ahead.
Mo'adim le-simcha.
Lesimha.
All right, and then the response is Hagim uzmanim lesason.
Hagim
uzmanim
lesason.
le-sason.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I am going to give you guys a greeting, and then you give me the response. Mu'adim l'simha. It was a weird response. I had like 5 things in my head. Mu'adim l'simha. What's the response? Mu'adim l'simha. Yalla. What's the response? Hagim
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 uz.
Manim
Yes,
Lesason.
very good. Let's say it again. We'll do it 3 times. Slowly together. Hagim
Hagim
uzmanim
Uzmanim
lasason.
Lesason.
All right, 2 more times. Say it together.
Hagim Uzmanim
Manim
Lesason.
Lesason.
Beautiful. One more time.
Hagim Uzmanim
Manim Lesason.
Lesason.
All right. Mu'adim l'simha. I just greeted you.
Hagim
Mu'adim l'simha.
Hagim
Uzmanim
Uzmanim
Lesason.
Lesason.
Very good. Okay. Heather, I want you to give him the greeting. Mu'adim l'simha. To the group.
Mu'adim Lesimha.
Hagim Uzmanim
No
Lesason.
looking. Is Hamoud. Is Hamoud.
Where is it?
What Bob?
Supposed
Do
to
it
be
one more
taking
time.
notes.
It's so funny.
Hagim Uzmanim Lesason.
That's it. That's it. Very good. Okay, now you, Victor, give Heather the greeting. Not the response, but the greeting. Mu'adim l'simha.
Moadim Lesimha.
Hagim Uzmanim Lesason.
Moadim Lesimha.
Hagim Uzmanim Lesason.
Okay.
Mo'adim Lesimha.
Hagim Uzmanim Lesason.
It's harder
Hag-
to remember it than it is to pronounce it.
Yeah. Hag Sameach.
I think the response is just Hag Sameach, isn't it?
That works.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Would it be Hag Sameach Umvarach or Umvarach?
I don't know.
Well, we'll never know.
Our
What was that?
rabbis run away.
Would the response for Hag Sameach
You can
be
say Mu'adim uzmanim l'sason.
Oh.
You can use the same. It's not that it has to be that, but it's always good to up the ante. When somebody blesses you, good morning, you respond morning of light. Boker tov, don't respond boker tov back. You respond boker or, morning of light. If somebody says Shabbat Shalom, yeah, you can say Shabbat Shalom in response, but it's better to say Shabbat Shalom umvorach. May you have a Sabbath of peace and blessed, not just Sabbath of peace. You always up the ante. This is a common Middle Eastern practice. So there are parodies of this on YouTube you can find that are funny of Arabs doing this, and you'll have like the guy walks them to the door and he's blessing him, and they bless each other back, each one trying to outdo the other, and then it will flip like 10 years later, and he's like walking down the road at the window.
He's still doing it.
Yeah, still doing it. It's funny. I'll try to find a video like that and share.
So Hag Sameach could be Hag Sameach Umvarach.
Absolutely, yeah. That's beautiful. Very good. Yeah, very good. A lot of people will not, but a lot of people do, and it's proper to do that. In some contexts, everybody will up the ante. Like with Boker Tov, nobody responds Boker Tov. If you say Boker Tov back, it's really kind of weird. It's not that it's grammatically wrong. It's just no one does that. And the traditional thing is to up the ante, but you don't have to keep doing it ad infinitum, however they say that. Let's keep. All right.
I feel like I've had some people do that to me where they were kind of trying to assess my knowledge and, what I know, where I'm at.
Even if they're not trying to, it does give away.
Hmm.
It'll give away even if you're very knowledgeable. But this kind of thing is not usually something people prioritize learning. So if you don't know the response, even if you're legitimately very educated in Torah, it would indicate that you probably didn't have a lot of in-person interaction. I want you guys to practice this, and I will be right back within about a minute.
May you merit many years and good holidays, or Moadim, appointed times.
Tizku l'shanim rabos u'moadim tovim.
Tizku le shanim raboth u moadim tovim. I think Shabbat Shalom is much easier, but okay.
And then we can only see the response, I think, to a male. In your life and in your days, may there be the best of things. B'hayecha uvyomecha hatovim. And I'm guessing the Hebrew's a little different if you're saying it to a female.
So this is the male saying it, or someone saying it to the male?
I think it's to the male, but I'm not sure.
Behayecha uyomicha mecha hatovim.
Okay, now this
Yeah.
I have listed as advanced because most people don't say this. It is a traditional greeting and farewell. It is not something Rabbi Yosef just came up with. It's a very, very old greeting, and it enables you to advance in your Hebrew without having to already be fluent, but you can still advance beyond just a two-word thing. And this is very common among Yemenite Jews. There may be other Jewish communities that say it, but I'm not certain. I'm most acquainted with Yemenite Jews. But the Hebrew is Hebrew, it's pure Hebrew. This is not Aramaic or some mix with Arabic. This is straight up Hebrew. And they're careful with conjugating things properly, male and female, plural, singular. But you can always do plural as a default. And I would recommend learning that first because you can use it in reference to men or women. Okay, so did you guys work on?
We had a question about it being the male or female is who it's addressed to or who's saying it.
It's who it's addressed to.
That's what I thought.
Because there's no verb in reference to one's own actions.
Right.
You should conjugate verbs according to the one speaking, but that's not for all verbs. You need to conjugate it according to your own gender, the gender of the speaker. Only if it's a verb that you yourself are doing. But here, the verbs are not in reference to oneself. May you merit. So the one that's meriting is the person being spoken to, not the speaker. Right?
Yeah, we're referring to the response below that looks like it's a male response.
Your life. Yes. Also here, there's no verb here. Hebrew is able to have words without verbs. I'm sorry, Hebrew's able to have sentences without verbs. Like here, the verb, may there be, the verb would be a verb of being. But in Hebrew, there are no present tense verbs of being. Just a second. You guys can practice that. I don't hear you.
Tizku lesh.
Tease.
We're doing a Z now? We're doing a Z?
There are Z's in Hebrew. It's just that there's not a Z in Zitzit.
Thought I had an easy one there. These
No,
cool.
when I said pronounce
Yeah.
the Z like an S, that's only if you see a TZ, not if you see a TIZ. If the
You
Z
mean in the
is
transliteration?
yes,
I see.
yes. The letter Zayin is always a Z. It's never an S. Should not be an S. Go ahead. Tizku,
Tizku,
Tiz,
Leshanim, or Shanim,
Shanim, yeah.
Raboth, U Moadim, Tovim.
And I think this should be Neem, but sometimes you, depending on the person, especially among Yemenites, they may overemphasize the first vowel, Shanim, Shanim, but I think it should be Shanim. Yeah, Rabot Mu'adim Tovim. Very good. Hodaya, you want to give it a go?
Tizku leshanim rabos umoadim tovim.
Very good, very good. And the response?
Behayecha uvyomecha hatovim.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Victor, Tor Shalcha, your turn. Let's read both.
Tizku, Shanim, Raboth, U Moadim, Tovim.
And the response?
Bahayecha, Uvyomecha, HaTovim.
Beautiful. Okay, let's try it here. No looking. I see you, Victor. I see those
That's
eyes.
definitely looking up. What are you talking about?
Can't remember all that.
No, I can't. I can barely read it, much less memorize it. Come on.
So tizku means may you merit. May you merit. Okay, tizku, tizku. Shanim are years, just like Shana Tova. Have a good year, Shana Tova. So Shanim is plural of Shana. Okay. And I know it sounds masculine. Sometimes Hebrew has words that are feminine, they get a masculine plural ending. And sometimes you have masculine nouns that get feminine plural endings. Don't know why. That's just what's happened. Like you don't say avim for Abba, for father. Av, you would not say avim, you say avot. I don't know what. So the plural of shana is shanim. That's the way it is. But it's still feminine. So let's say, I'll say the word, you repeat it. This time we'll do it without trying to look. Okay. So tizku, you guys say tizku.
Tizku
Tizku,
Make sure we're doing a Z sound and not an S. Tizku.
Tizku,
Tizku
Lashanim.
lashanim
Leshanim,
Rabboth. Rabboth.
Raboth,
Ul.
Ul,
ul
Ul. L like love. Ul.
ul
Ul,
Tizku Lashanim. Rabboth. Ul. Mo'adim. Mo'adim.
moadim
Ul Moadim,
Tovim.
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 That's it.
Tovim.
Mo'adim Tovim. So goodly appointed festivals. That's a mouthful in English. Tizku Lashanim Rabboth Ula Mo'adim Tovim. All right, let's say it again. Tizku Lashanim Rabboth.
Tizku
Tizku, Leshanim,
leshonim rabos.
Raboth.
Very good. Ul. Ul means and to. U is and la is to. Ul.
Ul,
Appointed festivals.
Moadim,
Moadim
I saw those eyes. How do you say good? It's so funny. He is so funny. and good. How do you say good appointed festivals?
hatovim.
Does good come before the noun or after?
After.
That's right. That's right. So you would not say tovim moadim. You say moadim tovim.
Oh,
Always
So-
that way.
the Tovim is
The
the
description. It's the adjective.
Good. Good. So Moedim is the holidays.
Mhm.
Tovim is that it's good.
That's right. That's right. And they're opposite from how you would do it in English. You don't say happy day, you say day happy. Right? You don't say good man, you say man good. You don't
Yeah.
say beautiful house, you say house beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. So let's do it again. May you merit. I'm going to say the English, you say the Hebrew. May you merit.
Tizku.
All right, and that ooh makes it a plural you. It's a plural you, tizku. But you can use this in reference to one person. Why? Anybody know why? The plural of respect, the plural of majesty. Right?
Mm.
So if you want to be very respectful, you don't use the singular second person. You don't say you singular. You will say you plural. And wow, it's so amazing. You can say it to one person even though they're not three. Yeah, true.
Hmm.
Okay, so may you merit. Go ahead and say it. May you merit.
May you
Tizku.
merit.
Oh, may you
The Hebrew, no, the Hebrew.
Okay, tizku.
Tizku.
2 years. 2 as in T-O.
Like many years, the 2 years.
The
May
many
you
comes
merit
after.
2 years. Oh.
So how do you say may you merit 2
Something
years?
shanim.
Tizku.
Le. Le is 2.
Leshanim.
That's it. Say it again. May you merit 2 years.
Tizku.
Tizku.
Leshanim.
Many.
Leshanim.
Many. Rab. Rabot.
Rabot.
Raboth.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. Yeah, look now. I saw.
I don't have it up, so I can't look.
Mm. All right, so let's do it again. May you merit to many good years. How do you say that? I'm sorry, to many years. May you merit many years. How do we say this?
Lashanim is the many year part. May
And
you
how
merit.
do you say many?
Le.
Le is 2.
Oh, many. You
Rab,
mean
rabot.
Raboth? Raboth?
Yes.
Oh,
That's it. So how do you say may you merit many years?
oh. So it's T-O, not T-W-O. Sorry.
That's right, T-O.
Got it.
How do you say
So
may you merit many years?
Teku.
Tizku.
Tizku. Tizku. Leshanim. Leshanim. Raboth.
That's it.
Many.
All right. Hodaya, Tur Shalach.
Tizku. Leshanim.
And how do you say many? Rab.
Raboth.
That's it. So let's say the whole phrase. May you merit many years.
Tizku. Leshanim. Raboth.
Very good. And 2. How do you say and 2? Not T-W-O. Not 2 in number, but and 2. Ul.
Ul.
Appointed festivals.
Mo'adim.
Good.
Tovim.
That's it. Say it again. And 2 good appointed festivals.
Ul. Mo'adim. Tovim.
Very good. Your turn, Victor.
For what?
And
What?
and 2 or and unto. Make it less ambiguous. And unto. Ul.
Ul.
And then appointed festivals.
Moadim.
Good.
Tovim.
That's it. And it's not tov, but tovim because mu'adim is plural, right? So we need a plural
Oh.
good. Tovim. Everything has to match in number and gender. Yeah.
Oh. So
That's why
Yom Tov
Hebrew
is
ain't
a good
easy.
day.
Yom Tov is a good day, and we say Tov because Yom is singular. But if
Got
you
it.
say Yomim, if I say good days, would I
Yomim
say Yomim
Tovim.
Tov?
Ah.
Yes, Yomim Tovim. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right, now I'm gonna give you guys. Okay, go ahead. I want you guys to tell me may you merit many years and good appointed festivals. We're gonna do the whole thing. Come on, Heather, you start. Tizku,
תזכו לשנים רבות ולמועדים טובים.
beautiful. Hazak. I get this picture of Heather with her arm like that that famous photo. All right, your turn.
Rosie the Riveter.
That's it, what it is. Your turn, Victor.
Tizku.
Look at his eyes. It's just
And
so,
I'm like looking all over the
it
place.
is so funny.
Tizku. Le
Yes.
shanim raboth. Raboth.
And two.
Oh,
And unto.
ul. I want to say u like EW, but ul.
Ooh would just be and. But
Mm.
ul is and to or and unto.
Okay. Ul moadim hatovim. No.
Tovim.
Tovim.
You got it. Very good. And Moadim HaTovim is not wrong. It would just mean something a little different. It would be more specific.
Okay.
Okay, very good. And then the response is Be Hayecha. Be, everybody say Be.
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 Be means in, like in, on, at, with. It's that prefix that can be used in many different ways. Be. Be Hayecha. Hayecha means your life. This is masculine. So this is if you're responding to, if the person who started the blessing was male, you would use cha. If it was a female, you say right? Not like ich, but Sorry, don't kill me, women. Bahayech is your life speaking to a woman, bahayech. But if it's a man, bahayecha.
Oh. So you just add the
bahayecha.
ha to the
You add an
female.
at the end to make it male, and you remove
Got
the to make it female. Bahayech, your life, feminine. Bahayecha, your life, speaking to a male.
Bahayecha.
That's
Bahayecha.
Bahayecha or Bahayech. All right,
Bahay.
go ahead. You got it.
Bahayech.
Bahayech. Now, I want you to do both, Victor, but tell me which one you're saying.
Bahayech is to Hodiah.
That's right, to a female.
And to you, I say Bahayecha.
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 That's right. And make sure you pronounce that sound very clearly. All right, Hodaya Tor Shalach.
Behayecha to a man and Behayach to a female.
Hayech.
Behayech.
You got it. So Bahayecha, Uv Yomecha, and in Uv is and in Uv Yomecha, and in your days. Yom is day. Yomecha is your day. Yom is day. Yomech is your day, feminine. Yomech. So the ech is the suffix that means your. It makes it that belongs to you. Yomech. And if you want it to belong to you, masculine, if you're speaking to a male, Yomech. You add that
So
same way that I say
Behayech.
Tur Shalach and Tur Shalcha. Right? The same way. Go ahead.
So like to a female, I would say Bahayech Yomech.
Uv.
Yomech.
That's right. Bahayech Yomech. That's right.
And to you, I
Hatovi.
would say Behayecha Yomecha.
That's right. Exactly. Very good. Look at you
Moyecha.
guys. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Uh-huh.
I doubt they still do this. So if any like teenager today sees it, like these people are weird.
What's
It's like
going
when
on?
I used to see my mom dancing, and she'd go because they did that in the 60s. I know
That's
you
funny.
guys know, like in the 90s,
No.
people were like, woo woo. Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
They don't do that anymore, do they?
I doubt
Probably.
it. I
That's so
doubt
My
it.
funny.
my younger brothers have given me all sorts of crap for, the things
It's
the
so funny.
older generations do.
And this is now the older generation. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay. So I'm gonna give you
Behayecha.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
give you the first blessing, and I want you guys to give me the response. Your response is Behayecha Uvyomecha Hatovim. Hatovim means the best of things. Right? So Bahayecha in your life, Uvyomecha in your days, Hatovim, the best of things. It's a nice blessing. And we'll say it one more time before we do the quiz. Repeat after me. Behayecha
Behayecha
Uvyomecha
uv yomecha
Hatovim.
Hatovim.
hatovim. Tovim. Hatovim.
Okay, now I'm going to give you guys the blessing. This is the introductory blessing. You give me the response. Tizku lashonim rabbot ulmu'adim tovim. One more time. Tizku lashonim rabbot ulmu'adim tovim. Go ahead.
Behayecha
Behayecha uv yomecha
Hatovim.
hatovim.
It's excellent. Excellent. One more time. The same thing. One more time. Tizku lashonim rabbot ulmu'adim tovim.
Behayecha
Behayecha
uv yomecha hatovim.
Hatovim. Hatovim.
You guys are doing
Hatovim.
great. Excellent. 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 All right, now I want you to give me the greeting and I'll give you the response. Tizku lashonim rabbot ulmu'adim tovim. Tizku
Tizku leshanim
Nim.
rabos
rabbot ulmu'adim
ul moadim
Moadim
tovim.
Tovim.
That's it. Okay, now give it to me. Give me the blessing and I'll respond.
Go ahead.
Tizkul Leshanim Rabot Ul Moadim Tovim.
V'hayech uvyomech hatovim. V'hayech uvyomech hatovim. All right. Now you say it to Victor.
Tizkul
Tizku. Tizku. No L.
Tizkul. I don't think I said no, but maybe maybe I did.
It sounds a little bit, yeah.
Tizku Leshanim Rabot Ul Moadim Tovim.
Behayecha, no. Behayech uv yomech hatovim.
Yefeh. Very good. All right.
Tizku leshanim reboth
Rabot.
raboth umoadim tovim.
Now you tell him. In your life
Behayecha
and in your days,
Uv Yomecha
the best of things.
Hatovim.
That's it. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, now I am going to give you, Hodaya, the greeting, and you give me the response. Tizku lashonim rabbot ulmu'adim tovim.
Behayecha Uv Yecha
Uvyomecha. Yom, like day. Yom.
Uv Yomecha but Tovim.
Hatovim.
Hatovim.
Yeah.
Hatovim.
If you said batovim, it's okay. It still kind of makes sense. All right, we'll do it one more time. Hodaya, oy, הרבה זמן לא ראינו. הרבה זמן. אני כל כך מבסוט לראותך. תזכו לשנים רבות ולמועדים טובים.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos. 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 תזכו לשנים רבות ולמועדים טובים.
Behayecha Uv Yomecha Hatovim.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, you tell her, you give her the greeting. She'll give you the response, Victor. Are your brains popping?
It's starting to get foggy. Tizku, le le shanim. Would you
Shanim.
say it like that? Shanim,
Shanim.
raboth, umoadim,
Mo'ad. You want to separate
mo
those vowels. You want to separate the
moadim,
vowels, not mo'adim. Yeah, but mo'adim. Mo'ad. Mo'adim.
ul moadim
There you go.
tovim.
Let's say it one more time.
Tizku, le shanim, raboth, ul moadim tovim.
Now bless him.
Behayecha, beyomecha, hatov,
And in. Uv. The u is and, the v is in. Bahayecha.
uvyomecha, hatovim.
Good, good. Say it one more time to him.
Behayecha, uvyomecha, hatovim.
All right. Now you're gonna up the ante. Bahayech of yomecha tovim. Bahayech of yomecha tovim. Yalla, yalla.
We're like reversing it.
No, just tell her. Just tell her the same thing that she said to you, but feminine.
Behayer, ul yomer hatovim.
Uv. And in.
Say again.
Uv. UV. UV.
Yeah.
And in. Your days. Yomech. Uv yomech.
Oh,
Instead
and
of
then
ul,
you were saying the English.
ul with an L, ul is and to or and unto. Uv with a V is and in.
And
Lamed is to, vet is in.
Ul is
and to or and unto.
Okay.
La, because the lamed prefix is two or four. Right? Lamed prefix never means in. Bet or vet means in. You guys look perplexed.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Hebrew when you're saying that.
Okay.
So the lamed is before that. Mem is because I the transliteration, I think you had ew, but it's ul. So
yes,
like
you said there's an
would
M
it be
after
like
it? You said there's an M after it. That means you're looking at the wrong thing.
moadim.
You're looking at the wrong thing. I want you to
Mo-
repeat what she said. She didn't say that. She said Bahayecha uv yomecha.
Oh, yeah, I am looking at the wrong thing. Let's see. So that would be before Behayer, Uvyomer,
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There's no men. Yes.
Uvyomer. I'm just looking at the Hebrew, sorry. Behayer. So the yod would be like,
Yeah.
and then a chet,
Chaf. Yomer. Chaf
mech.
sufi.
Uvyomer, ha tovim.
Very good. Very good.
Tovim.
Beautiful.
And I'm putting my tov a little bit tighter. Like I think at first I was looking at tovim, but it's really tovim, or it could.
In modern Hebrew, they would definitely say tovim, and I think that's the accenting is correct. Yemenites, tovim. I don't know if that's well, certainly not according to modern Hebrew, but Yemenite Jews, when they would say this, they would say tovim.
Tovim.
Sounds like they put the accent on the first part. I'm not absolutely certain which is proper. I know what community does what. In modern Hebrew, they would accent at the end. Yemenite Jews traditionally would accent that particular word at the beginning. Tovim. I'm not sure which is correct on there. Either way, you're good. Either way, you're speaking Hebrew.
Yeah, I was just talking about like the T-O and the V, making sure like Yom Tov is Tov. So Tovim should flow. It shouldn't be separated. Hatovim.
They are separate syllables. To
Yeah.
and then Vim.
But I'm not
is
throwing
one-
in a break, right?
There should never be a break unless there's an aleph or an ayin sound. There's no aleph here.
Okay.
So to,
Hatovim.
ha is one syllable. To is the second syllable. Vim is the third. Hatovim.
Hatovim. Okay.
Okay. This is a blessing during a holiday meal. I think this is too advanced. We can do it. You guys want to do it? It's Hebrew today. Or would you like to prepare for Hanukkah? Just the Hebrew.
We could take a 5 and then come back and do the Hanukkah.
Sounds good. The Mishnah walk.
Yeah, we will be back in a few minutes.
All right. Yalla bye.
When Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah walk. We're all aware of Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way on the Mishnah walk, every single day. Mishnah walk, every single day. The Mishnah walk, every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth on the Mishnah walk, with hearts like roots. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah walk. We're all aware of Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages we find our way on the Mishnah walk, every single day. Mishnah walk, every single day. The Mishnah walk, every single day. Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. The Mishnah walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth on the Mishnah walk, with hearts like roots. We'll Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share on the Mishnah walk. We're all aware of Mishnah walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned on the Mishnah walk, wisdom is yours. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah Walk every single day. Mishnah Walk every single day. The Mishnah Walk every single day. Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. The Mishnah Walk, a journey of the soul, where the love of learning makes us whole. May every step bring us closer to the truth. On the Mishnah Walk, with hearts like roots. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. Rabbi Akiva's teachings are guiding light. Raki Avot's wisdom shining bright. The old Torah treasure to share. On the Mishnah Walk, we're all aware. The Mishnah Walk, a road of discovery, where ancient texts meet the heart's inquiry. Every step a lesson learned. On the Mishnah Walk, wisdom is yearned. From tractate to tractate we roam, unpacking the meaning, making it our home. In the words of the sages, we find our way on the Mishnah Walk every single day. Mishnah Walk every single day.
Shalom Aleichem wa Rahmeh Hashem. Peace upon you and the mercies of the Almighty. You guys ready for a little bit of Hanukkah peeking?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. All right, want to learn Hebrew? You got to make it part of your daily life. Hebrew and daily prayer, daily Hebrew Bible studies, sticky notes, Hebrew expressions. That's what we're learning today. We learned Hag Sameach. We learned Mu'adim LaSimcha. We learned Tizku Lashonim Rabbot U'Lemu'adim Tovim. We learned the response B'Hayecha U'Vyomecha HaTovim. Now we're going to learn a little bit for Hanukkah. Right, so this is the blessing, Baruch. You can see the English to the right. Baruch is a very loaded word in a good way. Source of all blessing and most worthy of praise when we're referring to God. Ata, are you. Adonai, the eternal one. Eloheinu, the powerful authority over us. The Nu is us. Melech, king of. Ha'olam, the universe, all existence. So when we say, Baruch Ata Hashem Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, you're saying, most worthy are you, O eternal, the powerful authority over us, king of all existence. Let's keep going. Inquise yourself.
It flows a little easier on the Hebrew, doesn't it?
Say what?
But it goes easier with the tune in Hebrew. When you sing the translation,
yeah,
it doesn't flow as well as the Hebrew flows.
Of course not. No, I just did that on the spot. All right. So these are some expressions. Baruch Hashem, Be'ezrat Hashem, Toda La'el. Thanks be to God. All right. Now, a blessing before lighting your candles, or your wicks, rather, on Hanukkah is Baruch Atah Hashem, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. So lahadlik means to light or to kindle. She'asa is the next blessing. She'asa nisim. So you have 3 blessings that you're going to say on the first night that you light your wicks for the menorah on Hanukkah. 3 blessings. The first is, most worthy are you, ... who commanded us regarding kindling the light of rededication. Hanukkah means rededication or dedication. And then the second blessing is, most praised are you, Hashem, ... she'asa nisim la'avotenu, who did miracles, she'asa, who did miracles for our forebears, during these times in this season. And then the third blessing is Baruch Atah Hashem, most worthy are you, O Eternal, ... Shehehiyanu, who enlivened us or revived us and caused us to arrive to this time. So that is the meaning of the first word, the first unique word in each of those three blessings.
Question,
Yes, sir.
because I can hear it. Someone saying, "Well, Hanukkah is not a one of the ordained feasts.
Commandments.
Why are we saying that we have been commanded to light lights on Hanukkah?"
Two things. Oftentimes, the blessings that our sages instituted have a base, plain meaning and a deeper meaning that it's referring to. So, number one, God did command us indirectly, but he did command us to light the Hanukkah candles because he commanded us to do anything that the sages of Israel instructed us to do that do not nullify the commandments. God commands you to do these things when he says you should do according to the Torah that they instruct you to do.
So when they ruled that we are to do this,
they act
it is
as the
proper
agents
to
of God,
say
commanding us to say
Hashem
these things.
commanded us. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we should understand that he commanded us through the commandment of V'asitim kechol asher yorucha, as it says in Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 8 through 11. But still, that's a commandment. That is no less a commandment than don't work on Shabbat. Who says that the commandment to not work on Shabbat is a commandment, but the commandment in Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 8 isn't a commandment? Who said that? Oh, the person who broke the commandment that you should not remove from the Torah. That's who said that. Okay, now on a deeper level, yes, the plain meaning is who commanded us regarding the kindling of the lights of Hanukkah. But on a deeper level is who commanded us to ignite or to light the flame of dedication. Even a Karaite should be able to say this. God commands us to dedicate our lives to God. And what does it say in the words of Solomon in the book of Proverbs? Nishmat Adam Ner Hashem, that the soul of man is the lamp of God. So God is reminding us on Hanukkah to rededicate your soul to God, to rekindle the flame of Torah inside of you, to his service, to be a light to the world. That's absolutely a commandment of God, even directly in the Hebrew Bible. So let's continue. Where did you go? I lost you. There you guys are. All right, so these are the first words of each of those three blessings we say on the first night of Hanukkah. Right? And in the additions to our prayers, we have an addition to Birkat Hamazon, the grace after meals that we say every day, and we have an addition to the Amidah prayer that we say every day. We have this addition that begins al, regarding Hanisim, the miracles, V'hagavurot, and the acts of might, V'hateshuot, and the acts of deliverance, Wa'al hapurqan, and for the liberation. There's more. I'm just giving you guys the first phrase. We also have Hallel. Hallelu Abde Adonai. Hallelu Abde Adonai. We have Eloh Ya'atov, God of Jacob. We have Tah Ba'adonai, trust in Hashem. We have Yosef Adonai Alechem. May the Eternal, he shall add blessing upon you. Kos Yeshu'oth Asa. Cup of deliverance I shall raise. And we have Uv Shem Adonai Akra. Uv Shem Adonai Akra. And on the name of the Eternal I shall call. And we have Adonai Ki Tov. Give thanks unto the Eternal, for he is good. And we have Ki Le'olam Hasda. For his devoted loving kindness is forever. Hanukkah Sameach and Hag Sameach. And what do we say if somebody says Hag Sameach? I can't hear you. If somebody says Hag Sameach, you have options. There's not one only.
Hag Sameach Umvorach.
Beautiful, that's simple. So if I say have a happy holiday, Hag Sameach, you respond by adding a little bit. Chag Sameach u'Mevorach. Have a happy and blessed holiday. Right? תזכו לשנים רבות ולמועדים טובים. In your life, b'chayecha,
B'chayecha
and in your
to you.
days,
Yemecha.
yomecha, uvyamecha, the best of things, hatovim.
Hatovim.
There you go. All right, you guys. I have to go, but I hope you guys can continue. You can, well, I guess I have to share my screen, so we'll just wrap up real fast. If anybody has questions about anything we covered today, you can leave it in the comments under the video and whatever platform you are watching. Moda'ani lefonecha Adonai Elohai. We are grateful before you. Modim anachnu lecha. Modim anachnu lecha. We are grateful before you, O eternal, the powerful authority over us. Shesamta helki miyoshaveh beth hamidrash, that you have placed my portion among those who dwell in your house of study. Wala samta helki miyoshaveh qaronoth, and you have not placed my portion among those who dwell idly, without any purpose in life, on street corners. Ani mashkim, that I get up early. Wehem mashkimim, and they get up early. Ani mashkim l'divrei Torah, I get up early unto words of Torah. Wehem mashkimim, and they also get up. Lidvorim batalim, but they get up unto empty things. Ani amel, I toiled. Wehem amelim, and they toil. Ani amel mqabel sochar, I toil and I receive reward. Wehem amelim, but they toil. وَإِن مَقَبَلِيم سُخَار, but they do not receive reward. أَنِي رَوْس وَهِمْ رَوْسِيم, I run and they run. أَنِي رَوْس لَحَيَّهُ عِلَمْ هَبَّا, I run into life everlasting. وَهِمْ رَوْسِيم لِبْئِرْ شَاحَث, but they run into a pit of destruction. Victor, would you like to close with a word of prayer in preparation for Sukkot and for the victims of terrorism everywhere?
Hashem, we ask that you would help us to prepare for Sukkot and prepare all the things that we need to do that. We think of those who have not been able to keep the feast in the tunnels and whatever. We ask that they are returned soon, even this week, that you would return them where they can also keep the feast with their families and others that can be returned to their loved ones, and that we would have a great feast and
El Nakama Hufia, God of vengeance appear. Make your name great. Deliver your people. And may your word and your promise be shown true in the eyes of all nations, that they may all turn to you, and every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that the Eternal, who has no form or image, is king over all the earth. When Omar, and everybody said,
Amen.
Amen. Shavua Tov, Chag Sameach, Mo'adim Lesimcha. Shalom.
Shavua Tov.